Hi everybody. I want to thank you for coming to the presentation today. My name is Jason Armstead, and the group and myself are going to cover the topic of conflict in the workplace. There's obviously a lot of different areas of that. We're going to kind of break it up and focus on things such as what causes it, what can be done to resolve it, how it should be handled. To start it off, I'll go over what causes conflict in the workplace. LaDonna will go over how to handle conflict in the workplace. Mary Beth will go over damage caused by conflict in the workplace. Cherish will cover ways to avoid conflict in the workplace. Misty will go over how should managers respond to conflict in the workplace. And then to finish it up, Darcy will go over how to resolve conflict in the workplace. So if you want to follow along, I put together a slideshow, just something to give you a little visual to follow along with. It's going to kind of point out the main topics that we're going to cover today. So I guess the biggest question is, what causes conflict in the workplace? There can be any number of things that result in conflict. Every person is different. Your views are different. Your experiences in life are different. Nobody's exactly the same, and that's fine. That's great. But it can result in conflict. So for the main 4 areas that I'm going to look at for this presentation are poor communication, difference in personalities, different values, and then competition. Like I said, there's any number of things that can lead to conflict, but those are the 4 main areas that I'm going to focus on today. So to get started, poor communication. Everybody has different communication styles. Some people are very outspoken, others are more reserved. Some people respond to somebody being straightforward with them, while others not so much. And that's fine. Everybody has these different communication styles. But the biggest thing that can cause a problem is actually a failure to communicate. If you're not communicating to other people that you work with, other people in your group, how are you going to know what the other people are doing? You won't. So you have to be open to the communication, even if it's not necessarily the communication style that you have yourself, or maybe that you respond to in the best way. You just have to understand that there are different communication styles, and you have to open that door to communication. If not, nobody's going to want to do anything because nobody's talking. It's very easy in a group, if you're off doing your own separate thing, that it kind of falls in the back burner because you're not communicating. You don't know what the other people are doing, so you just kind of push it to the back and forget it. Difference in personalities. As I was saying before, nobody's exactly the same. Everybody's different. We have different backgrounds and experiences throughout our lives. Some people are more straightforward, some people are more quiet, and those are fine. Those are all what makes us human, and different is good. The problem is that you have to be understanding and accepting that everybody's personality is not going to be the same as yours. Some people are morning people, some people aren't morning people. And you just have to be aware of that. A person that's extremely straightforward can come across as rude to somebody that might be a little more quiet. They might feel that they're just a little too cocky, almost. If you just constantly are out there and loud and constantly maybe speaking in a group environment, it could cause some resentment as far as wanting to work with that person. Different values. Every person's different. Their life, their upbringing, experiences that they've had, events that have gone on around the world, those all shape our values and who we are, and they're all different. A good example of this is, look at somebody in their 20s and look at somebody in their 50s. They're not going to be the same. Their home life was probably different. Their upbringing was probably different because of that. Different things, world events that went on were completely different between those different periods. And you have to be able to accept that not everybody has the same values and views as yourself. It's okay that the other person might not necessarily agree with everything that you have of your beliefs. You just have to be able to move on, and for the sake of the group, accept that. If you vocally bash somebody else's values, you're going to insult them, and there's nothing that can lead to a decrease in productivity more than insulting another person's character. They're just going to shut down. They're not going to want to work in the group, or they're not going to put forth their best effort in the group. We're going to finish up with competition. Most of us know that competition in the workplace is usually a good thing. It can lead to great ideas, increased teamwork, increased productivity for the company. Unfortunately, there's the flip side of that, which is unhealthy competition. Somebody might throw another person under the bus to try to get ahead, and if that activity is looked past by management, it can lead to, a decrease in productivity because there is that conflict now. A good example of that is a salary that's tied to production. If a person, in that situation, they might feel like, well, if I want to make more money, I need to increase my production, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make that happen, even if it's at the expense of other people. So if you get that mentality going on, and that's okay in the workplace, everybody's going to do that, and everybody just resents other people. So while the short term, yeah, you might get some increased productivity from these people, over the long haul, it's going to discourage teamwork, it's going to create contempt for other people on the team, and it's ultimately going to hurt the productivity. So those are the 4 main areas that I just wanted to go over for my section. We'll do a little recap. We had the poor communication, difference in personalities, different values, and competition. So next I'm going to hand it over to LaDonna, and she's going to cover how to handle conflict in the workplace. Thank you.